How's it going, everybody? It's Dustin here. It's top of the morning, and today I'm just going to take you guys along as we get the pumpkin patch ready to open. Start out by saying sorry, the way behind on content, but we've been busy, way too busy to mess with anything else. So just kind of try and show you what we do every day that the pumpkin patch is open. It's like October 12th today or something, so we're right in the full swing of pumpkin patch. So started probably 2 days ago. For the next 2 weeks is prime time. Then after that, the week before Halloween, people lose interest. So got a lot to do. We got to get ready to open. We open in about 3 hours. So I'll go through all the attractions, make sure everything's up to snuff, check pumpkins, check the sunflowers, check the maize, and the animals. Yesterday I went and picked up another load of pumpkins. We got 6 bins, pumpkins, some more minis. We hand these out to school kids. Like every school kid who comes gets a little pumpkin. And that's a squash, but somewhere in here is mini pumpkins. More jacks. Decorative pumpkins. We got all kinds of stuff. There's probably, 500 pumpkins or so there. So this is like my 6th load to go get on top of what we grew. So, and I'll probably go get 3 or 4 more loads before the season's over. So there's just no way we can grow enough. I mean, there is, but we couldn't do anything else. We would need everything to plant. So we just go get what we don't have. Well, we'll just start on one end and work our way across. Well, we're gonna start out. We're gonna need to put a little splash of fuel in the hayride tractor. So my brother's been letting me use his tractor to pull the hayride. I like using vintage tractors. I just haven't found the right one yet. I've used a Farmall M for a couple years, John Deere A, the old 4010 I used to have. I used it for several years. Last year we used a John Deere, can't remember what it was, a B or something like that. The big problem with those vintage tractors on something you got to get on and off of a lot is they're typically a pain in the butt to get on and off of. The parking brakes are awkward. The Farmall Super or Farmall M was the best one I've had. Okay, that'll get us through probably the next 3 or 4 days. Don't take much fuel just putting around. So here's the wagon set up. Just an old wagon. A guy I had bought this from another pumpkin patch. So I don't know what the running gear started out as, but it works good. It'll hold a classroom of kids. Then on the weekends, just however, but got a nice step set up. Works out good. So as we make our way around the pumpkin patch today, you'll notice a theme on almost all of our attractions, basically all of them. They're simple. And that's on purpose. It's simple for us. And the simple stuff is what most of these kids don't have a clue about. I mean, they know all about their video games or the world's problems, but that right there is nothing more than a dirt climb. And the kids love it. They just climb that dirt pile. And yeah, Simple stuff. Kids absolutely love it. They just want to get outside and play. So let's walk over here to the maze. It's a pretty crazy thing about the maze is that end down there is a good 4 or 5 foot drop, and it is level all the way across. There's a few scragglers in the front, but that end down there is over 6 feet, 7 feet tall. All that over there is 6, 7 feet tall. And it's the same height as this, which is like 3.5 feet tall. It's wild. The last couple of years, it's grown like that, just completely flat. Now, last year, the main part was 6 foot tall, but we just ain't had no rain. None. It hasn't rained in 2 months here, so it's dry as a bone. Yep, just a good old pile of dirt. We got some ropes on it they can use to climb, and I love it. And we got, this used to be human foosball, and didn't really ever care for it. The kids were always hanging off the pipes that were going across and bending them, and so last year I took it out and just made it soccer, and they've already beat the grass off of it, so it's worked out good as soccer. So a couple years ago we added these, and I didn't know really what the kids would think about them, but apparently these have been removed from basically every playground in the world. And another one the kids absolutely love, tetherball. So simple stuff. These are little horses. The kids grab the hula hoops and they stand back here and they try and throw the hula hoop over the top of the horse and rope them. We got basketball over there, short basketball. That area over there behind it, we're not using this year. I've had paintball back there the last couple years, and I've never really been, it just hasn't, I haven't liked it. I don't like the setup, and it takes an employee to watch it. We don't charge for it. So we ixnayed it this year, and this winter we'll think of something better to do in there. So, well, let's keep on going around. All right, so especially we've had some monster field trip groups this week, so trash is always picking up trash. So this is just a big corn box, it's like a sandbox but with corn in it, and the kids love it. We had a small one originally like 6-7 years ago. We took it out for a couple years and people were mad, so their kids really liked playing in it, so we put it back last year and made it that big, and it's been a real big hit. Kids love it. Like I said, the last video, we got our buddy's little Mahindra 1626 rented from him for the month. It's a good little tractor. It's definitely going to be one of these days when I go to get another little tractor like this. It's going to be on the list of ones to check out. Okay. Like I said, it has not rained here in 2 months. The last batch of sunflowers that we planted, that we disc in, it has not rained on them. And it's been 45 days, and it hadn't rained for 2 weeks before that. I mean, what little bit, the maize and the first batch of sunflowers don't have a 1/4 inch of rain on them. I mean, it's just horrible, the dust. So I'm not going to complain, especially with what's going on the eastern side of the United States. I mean, it's horrible. I got a few regular commenters who live in North Carolina, so hopefully they're doing good. Steve, if you're watching, yeah, so it's horrible, the devastation that's taking place over there. So here's the barrel train. Pretty simple. Just some 55-gallon drums with we built some chassis for them. Just got a few boards in there for them to sit on. And we just got a little track he kind of goes around, and little kids love it. So we aim most of our stuff at younger kids, but with enough for the older kids where it's not like boring for them. Then we equally put as much emphasis on picture taking ability. So the moms who want to come take pictures, especially the sunflowers, and they just started blooming enough to do something with. So today we'll probably have a lot of people coming out to pick the flowers and take pictures in them. They're not very tall this year, so most of them are 3 feet. There's pockets of 4 and 5 feet where it's low. What's usually standing water when it rains real hard, those areas grew just because there was more moisture in the ground. So here's our pumpkin house. So if you all see this stuff in backgrounds when we're not open, it just looks like total crap. Then when we're open, it all comes together. We got signs for kids to take pictures in front of, and then we got a big chair. That's a hot spot for class pictures for field trips. So, well, I got a little bit of trash I need to pick up real quick, so I'm gonna pick that up, then we'll continue. Well, the old pumpkin patch is hanging in there. Well, we've scattered some out here. Of course, that didn't grow, but a lot of these did. And there's still a ton over there still growing. So that big one right there, it looks like it's probably done growing, but it's still attached. So really proud of the little pumpkin patch. It turned out good. We managed to keep the weeds down. It's not an overgrown mess. So it's a good size to build off of. And we might just leave it the same size for next year. Just try and get more out of it. Put some more compost and fertilizer and stuff out. So Well, here's our slide. It's an old combine. And we put the slide off the front to make it look like a header. There's the games we had built for the big event we had last weekend. They worked out really good. They've worked out good. They worked out good during the field trips this week too. So this is our big version of it, and it's got 2 boards on the other side too. So you put a ball in the holder there, then use one hand to grab that lever and one hand to grab that lever. And it's got pulleys at the top, and you work your way by the holes to the top. So they've used them on, they've had iterations of that on Survivor, the show, like 50 times. So it's not a new idea by any means. But it was a cool addition this year. And so far, kids have really enjoyed it. Sun's starting to come up. It's going to be a nice day. The pillow is starting to blow up. Everything's looking pretty good. Believe it or not, this combine actually drove it to here. And one of my very first videos, like 3 or 4 years ago, was of pulling the engine out of this. I sold the engine out of it, recouped the money from buying it, and it's been a piece of playground equipment ever since. Well, it's time to move on to the next area. One more thing in this area I forgot. So today will be the first day we try and run the candy cannon, so we got it hooked up. We got the air compressor. Air compressor's got all the air built up. So this is a little air cannon. We load it up with candy, and kids will stand about out in there and shoot the candy off, and then they run and grab it and pick it up. So it's that's on. That's on. Should be good to go. Make sure there ain't nothing. So this is the blower for the pillow over there. All the air is pumped underground, comes in underneath it, and just it's a big air pillow. It probably takes an hour for it to blow up, so it's about half blown up right now. Well, here's the swing set. A few videos ago that we drilled the holes and put these supports in there, and so far it's rock solid. Way better. Everything looks fine in the sandbox. Looks like somebody left something here. Kids on field trips leave stuff like this constantly. We'll throw it in a lost and found box, but no one's ever came and got any of it. The biggest thing, I don't know, it's calming for me to come out here before we open and just look over everything, make sure everything's fine. Things happen during the days, stuff gets broke. Most of the time, especially if a kid does it, he's not going to say anything, or they don't want to get in trouble or whatever, which they wouldn't ever get in trouble. I just, want to know so I can fix it. So most of the time, if something's broke, you just got to find it, because they're not going to say anything on a field trip. Because one, they don't want their field trip to get cut short and possibly get in trouble by the teacher or whatever. So you're always just looking, trying to find anything that could possibly be wrong. Looks like someone left their lunch over there. Yep, someone left their sack lunch. So probably one of our most popular things with the kids and adults alike is this right here. Giant bubbles. Like I said earlier, everything is super simple. And everyone, kids, adults, everyone, they like the bubbles. Let me see if I can hold my phone and show you. You can just make huge bubbles with this stuff. And yeah, people love it. People love it. Now, don't get the illusion that just because this stuff is simple that it's cheap. All these attractions, and that's where some people get the illusion that this stuff is cheap to do. None of this is cheap to do. Even that dirt pile, that simple dirt pile, well, you're looking at 3 dump truck loads of dirt, a 6x6 and some rope. It's probably $700-800 to do that attraction, and that's a very cheap attraction. But people look at that and they're like, oh, that didn't cost nothing. Everything around here costs a lot. A lot to build, a lot to maintain. Y'all can't see that right there. That's for another video. That's my latest find. It was a good find too. Okay, well, what else we got? We got the duck races here. They're filling up. Another super simple deal. Super simple in theory, I guess. I should stop saying super simple because it's not simple, but just old water pumps. You put a little rubber duck in here and you race your duck to the end. Okay, well, that's going to do it in this area. Well, we made it down to the animal barnyard. There's old Crybaby, our little bottle lamb from in the spring. We got some boogers. She's getting more independent. She still likes to be pet on when she wants to, but not near as much as before. I don't think that you all have seen all the goats that we got. That one there likes to get out. And right back in. So we got this little nanny, and all those are nannies except for the little one laying down. He's a little buckling. And the one with the goofy look on his face right there, he's a boy, and he's being goofy. So they're doing good. It does not take the goats long to figure out that if they come stand by this fence right here, they're going to get pet or feed. So they enjoy the attention. So they hang out right here by this fence when we're open, begging. The little coon piglets, we started weaning them yesterday. We got some. We didn't get any parakeets this year. We held off, and we just put. These are. They were babies, but rabbits grow incredibly fast. So they're out of a couple of rabbits that we got, and we'll bring them this little area where we put the gate in with that little Pro Yama Yager. Kids can come in here and look at the little piglets and stuff up close. So these are the little coon piglets, and they are growing rapidly. And here's the little bottle lamb. I don't think you all have seen Button. Button's his name. We've had him about a month, and he was probably a month premature. He has grown really fast. When we got him, the same place that Crybaby, the other bottle lamb, came from, is where he came from. And with all the heat, we had a really hot summer, and people were having all kinds of problems with animals aborting, and that's what happened with her. She was about a month premature, and she wasn't even tall enough to reach her mom to nurse. So they found her, bottle fed her for a few days to get her going, maybe a week, and he couldn't have been 12 inches tall when we got him. And he's out of purebred stock. He's bred to the max, so he ought to make a really good ram to breed to Crybaby over there. So we're slowly weaning him off the bottle. He's eating feed really good. He's another little cutie. But he's a really good looking lamb, and I think he's gonna be a hoss when he gets older. He ought to make a good ram for us. Here, you got hay stuck to your nose. Okay. Well, the little piggies made it through the first night of trying to wean. One thing about it, these little coon-coons are some cute little boogers. Oh, Button, watch out. He thinks he's getting another bottle. He's crazy. Well, all the other animals you guys have seen. So, but anyway, back to what I was talking about earlier with all the simple stuff. Like when we have people come here, the idea is for them to enjoy each other, have fun, do things that they don't do at home. And you all seen it. It's all simple stuff. It's nothing fancy, no carnival rides, nothing like that. We don't want nothing like that. We just want people to come to a farm and kind of go back 30, 40 years in time and just enjoy being with each other. So it's worked out really good. People enjoy it. If people want to go to the ride carnival rides, they can go to a fair. They're not going to come here to do that, and I don't want them to come here for that. So we just we try to have a nice farm environment that's fun for everyone, and yeah, that's our goal here. You see some pumpkin patches that have millions of dollars worth of attractions and rides, and more power to them. That stuff is awesome. It really is. I mean, there's times I'm like, man, some of that stuff would be really cool, but there is also an insane amount of money, liability, responsibility that goes along with that. And that's not the direction we want to take our pumpkin patch. We want people to come here to relax and kind of connect with nature and do things that they might remember doing as a kid, like the tetherball and just playing with bubbles or whatever. I would just want people to leave here feeling better about the day than before they got here. I don't know if any of that makes any sense, but anyway, well, we'll run over and look at the flowers. Then I've got to get some more stuff done before we open. So the pig's favorite part of the pumpkin patch, definitely the busted pumpkins. They go to town on them things. Well, like I said, the flowers are starting to bloom. Not a ton, but enough to start some U-pick action. The ones in the back there, they grew pretty decent. Not perfect for pictures, but definitely good for picking. By next weekend, the whole field will be yellow. So it'll look real good next weekend. Or maybe 3 or 4 days. But for sure next weekend. Then the weekend after that, they'll probably be mostly dead. So, especially if hopefully we don't get an early frost. It looks like next week the lows are going to be around 43, 44 a couple days. So, which that's fine. Even 35, 34 is fine. But second it touches 32, they're dead. The same with the maize. So, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I apologize on the content. It's been very sporadic and hit and miss. I know you auction guys are clawing at the bit for some more auction content, but it's going to be a little while. I just ain't got time. I ain't got time to go to auctions while we're doing the pumpkin patch. So hopefully come the end of October, we can kind of get back to normal. Until then, we're going to be talking pumpkin patch. So, and after pumpkin patch, I have got to get to cutting wood. So, very behind on wood cutting. I've got a guy who's really wanting me to get over and start cutting on his property. He's got a bunch of down pecan trees, and hopefully I keep telling him the end of October, and I hope he doesn't have someone else do it before I can get there. He seems like he's going to let me. He's going to wait on me, but it is what it is. I can't do nothing about it. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the next one.